I guess it's time to finish the Big Four of Hakusho. Welcome to Merlin Reviews, and today will be another anime character analysis. This time, let's discuss Hiei. Of the typical four archetypes in Shonen, Hiei fits the dark, brooding one. He has the distinction of typically being the most popular for both male and female fans of the series. Much like Vegeta or Sasuke, Hiei is easy to relate for any angsty teenager. But let's get to some backstory. Hiei was first introduced as a villain, and a pretty good one, being defeated by Yusuke through sheer luck, basically. However, the threat of the Saint Beast forced him to put his rivalry aside and join with Yusuke as an ally. From that point, an uneasy respect was born, which slowly built into a rocky friendship. Of the main four, Hiei is certainly the most tragic, as he was born into a tribe that wanted him dead from infancy. No wonder he has issues. He was then raised by bandits and brutally worked his way up to become a well-known criminal in the demon world. The first instance of humanity we see is in the realization that he has a sister, Yukina. He goes out of his way to care for her, no doubt due to the vague memories of something compassionate in his early life. However, after Yukina's introduction with her kidnapping, much of Hiei's development takes a back seat for the next several arcs. He's there to provide exposition when Kurama doesn't, make snide comments, and look cool. Most of the growth comes from his interaction with the other characters. We see he's a brilliant fighter and incredibly stubborn, often demonstrating that unlike his human friends, well, he really is a demon. His dark side comes through as he relishes in bloodshed. The only one of the group that outdoes his viciousness is Kurama. Hiei later reveals more about his origins and stakes in the fate of the demon world, revealing the cost of his Jaganai, which was extremely painful. It's very easy to see why Hiei, much like all the other main characters, are so popular. He's a badass fighter, extremely resilient, and can certainly receive and deliver equal amounts of pain. We all like to root for the dark hero because he can embrace those basic tendencies that we're all tempted to, while still technically being a good guy. It's the main reason Batman's so popular. We like characters that toe the line of morality, and anime, particularly shonen, is abundant with them. Here's where we come to my opinion. I like Hiei considerably, but to be honest, he is my least favorite of the main four. That's simply because he really has the most underutilized potential from a character standpoint. After revealing his backstory and a few fights, he's basically a changed man. To be fair, the same could be said for Kurama and even Yusuke until the final arc. Hakusho does have fun characters to watch, but their purpose is really to experience the themes of the story by beating the bad guy. I'm not saying they aren't complex by shonen standards, they are, but Hiei simply doesn't change a great deal past the early arcs. I think my biggest issue with Hiei, though, is that the rivalry between him and Yusuke never really gets fully resolved. In a show like this, you want a full-on fight. We get a slight one a bit later, but it's rather underwhelming. I think Hiei was at his best at the beginning of the series as a villain, and at the very end when he gets involved with the political struggles between the three kings. On the whole, Hiei is a good character, but maybe a little overrated. Either way, the Dragon of the Darkness Flame is still one of the best attacks in anime, and I think many Hakusho fans would agree with me on that. Alright everyone, stay magical.
This brings up my next attack. It's a little different. Now that's cool.